I write to you to remember you, to write you into history, into story, into family, into love. In this love, in this resistance, I will say your name, tell stories of Vienna, and yes, of Maxglan, of Salzburg, and of Auschwitz-Birkenau.
The project is part of the study program, which is the master program Applied Theatre, Artistic Theatre Practice and Society in University Mozarteum in Salzburg.
My name is Dominik Jelen. I'm born and raised in Salzburg.
My name is Katju Gravo.
My name is Anna Szepes and I'm coming from Budapest, Hungary.
My name is Trace.
My name is Emil.
So my name is Jonas.
One task was training and exploring working ideas, how to work collectively, working single, working in groups and teams whatsoever. So this was a task. And the other task is how to work in performative theatrical ways with the idea of documentary.
Throughout the last years, I started to search for the unspeakable inside of the city.
We're talking about the past, we're talking about the Schattengeschichten von Salzburg, and namely the Zwangsarbeitslager, which existed right here, right behind us. It was a forced labor camp where approximately 300 Roma and Sinti people were imprisoned and forced to work, regulating the Glan. And later on they were deported to Auschwitz, Birkenau or Ravensbrück and murdered.
You maybe had not the chance to talk about the killings, the persecution. You maybe survived, some years longer than others, but your mouth was shut down by grief and disbelief that all of this could ever happen.
We got a list of names of these 217 people who were collected here and then murdered mostly in Auschwitz. And what is a document? That is only telling you a name, a date of birth, a few names of family members and a date of death.
You remember 600,000 Romnia and Sinti which got murdered in the time of the Nazi regime. And it's just very much more important to remember and honor one individual. And from this we started also this installation. One voice is remembering one individual.
This project for me is very special and important because I have been working with Roma communities back in Hungary for years. Arriving to Salzburg, I really had the feeling that this is a very neat, very clean, very organized place, and I never felt at home here because I was always looking for the real stories appearing, and I just had the sensation that it's either empty of the real stories or the real stories are very hidden in this city.
We came up with this idea of a remembrance Patenschaft in which nowadays Roma and Sinti activists and artists and social workers talk to their ancestors. They wrote letters. We advise people to take a pen and a piece of paper and write a letter and then record this letter. And this recorded letters is what you can hear right now.
It's kind of symbolic that it's a straightened, regulated river. The work was in the regulation of this river, which to us is also, of course, this fascist practice of straightening up and making efficient this natural entity is, speaks for itself, I think. And now we have our installation alongside, so it's also a symbolic way of having the stream of time of past and today. When you sit at the Glan Ufer now, you have the voices that come out of the soil of this area, and you have to really, like this very performative or practical way of going down. You have to bow to really listen to the sounds, and you have to go close to the soil to really hear what the soil is expressing.
So the first concrete moment that shocked me was arriving to this field and seeing literally nothing.
Yeah, we tried to get with our installation on this land, but we were refused. We had the information that this family still is the same family which owns the land then and today, and they didn't want to collaborate with us. And so it's also interesting that the city of Salzburg has obviously no interest to mark this land or make it visible what happened in there. So it's a denial of the past.
It's an empty green field with white farmers growing their tomatoes. If you ask them where the forced labor camp was, they say like, somewhere there, definitely not on this field. It somehow denied a connection.
The last 2 days in building up, it happened a lot that the actual neighbors passed by to ask in the setup what we're doing here. I had a conversation to a mother from the house in the back there, and she said that her husband, which were grown up in that time, said that there were always beautiful girls in the camp to visit. And it's the only sentence they could give me.
It was never us, it was the German, it was never my family, it was someone else. And this taking responsibility and taking action was very important for me in this project.
Schau, wir sind gleich hier. Siehst du? Atmest du die Luft? Keiner sieht uns, aber wir sehen alle. Niemand tut uns weh. Wir sind nicht zum Fangen. Hier möchte ich dir mein geheimes Lied ins Ohr flüstern. Wenn du es mit mir lernst, werden wir etwas teilen, das niemand anderem gehört.
So we're hearing the voices of these people, which, as I said, they're activists. They're people from Vienna, people from Romano Centro, people from Romblog, Gilda Horvath, people from Burgenland, people from Linz, like Ludwig Lahe, people from Salzburg as well. And we also have a few voices from across the borders. We have Roma people from Hungary, so you will hear some letters in Hungarian, and also Roma people from Ukraine.
I like very much about our project that we had the possibility to gather so many people and bring them in one place and let them talk and let them speak for people who are not able anymore to speak. And this is something I really like. This that there is it's an act of something that at the first thought seemed somehow impossible, and we managed to make it real, and I like this very much. I mean, to me, each letter is very touching because they're very personal and they are really, you can, if you listen to them carefully, you can really hear that people try to be sensitive, try to be honest, try to speak from the heart, and this is very touching.
All of us would like the project to live on, to have an afterlife, so to say. Possibly an open archive that is online, possibly a VR archive, possibly just this installation as some sort of an open source code that can be then moved to different places, to different areas.
It's a step in the project, but it's not the main outcome. The main outcome is the process of writing these letters and the process of addressing the past and the process of taking responsibility for carrying the past with me through my work, through my life, to the present and to the future.
Experiencing past as something that is within us every second of the present, and among us, and stories we share are influenced by the very past. We really need to take care of these pasts in order to create a more radical present and future.
The next time someone asks me about my people, you, your family, your partner, your children will be claimed by name. I will say your names so that your memories remain. I will bring you flowers with each utterance. This is my act of remembrance, of bringing together, of gathering that which had been lost. An act of family and an act of familiarity, an act of love, an act of resistance